it's Lady Scorpio at the Crossroads, and as always, when I search names, that name come to be in meditation, and as I searched online and through GoDaddy and various other sources and paid for all this stuff to be looking for names, no one had Lady Scorpio at the Crossroads, so that's what I chose. And I am a Scorpio, of course, and I am at the Crossroad. And the Crossroad had a lot of revelations today, but I'm not here to talk to you about the revelations I had, because that's deep. I have to do a plan for that before I speak on that. But anyways, as you know, it's hotter than Hades here. I know I look a hot mess, but it's all going to be okay, because I am just here to give you information. Anyways, yes, humid. My right side is completely just swollen up. So I can't even wear rings on this side. It may not look like my fingers are swollen, but they are. But anyways, I want to go over today some plants that are really great to keep around your home. And I'm going to try to remember as I go. I have some written down on my computer in a book that I'm working on. Hopefully sometime this year I get it done. I really want to have it done by the end of the month. I was supposed to have it done in May, but I did a class that was 6 to 8 weeks long, and I still don't have my certification. What a nightmare. Anyways, let's get started in this. Alright, one of the first things I have listed is aloe. So like aloe vera. So like aloe plants in your home are absolutely wonderful to have. They provide protection. They bring in success. They help bring in peace. And it's also like a beauty plant. It also helps if you get burnt. Your children get burnt. Anybody in the home might get burnt. You can use that aloe plant and break it off, like a little tiny piece of it, like the little tip, and it will soothe your skin and heal your skin, okay? Trust me, we had one growing up, and honestly, the bigger or the more, the better. That's my thoughts on it. And I grew up like having a wealth of information on plants. My mother, who, by the way, you would not believe it, looks totally Native American. Yes, it's great. Genetics are great. But she always had these strange and unusual plants in the yard. Not common everyday plants that people know about. It's so funny. But anyways, that's for another day. So anyways, so that's a good one to have too. Some people also plant monkshood. That is, I believe, a poisonous plant. You can plant it, just don't let kids play in it and stuff. You know, usually growing up, we were always told to stay out of the plants. You can go pick the dandelions. And by the way, dandelions are good. Dandelion is very good and healing and nutritious for us. You eat dandelions in your salads. Even the rich do it. So whoever come up with this thing that dandelions are ugly in your yard, I think they're crazy, because they're absolutely beautiful, and they bring in, your bees and things like that to help pollinate the fruit in your food table. No sweetness like honey. Come on, people. All right. Anyways, let me move on. And acorns are actually protective, and they're for growth, luck, and money, and recognition. Fame, maybe, if you want that. Acorns are found on the oak tree. Maybe plant some oaks. I think oaks are absolutely beautiful. They can take quite some time to grow. Unless you're an avid grower and you talk with the angels, you listen to where they want you to plant them. It's just the way it is. So that's really a good one to have. Also, agrimony is a good plant to have because it helps out in exorcism. So if you have a nasty ass neighbor or so-called friend or associate or somebody you go to church with or go to clan meetings, not clan meetings, coven meetings. I've been studying this place that has different things going on with it. That is just horrible. So anyways, let me go because I'm digressing on that. Yes, and I'm ate up. I went outside to do my grounding work and got bit up. And then I was like, seriously, come on. And then the bats flew in. I just started laughing because they were swooping over my head. I'm like, yeah, baby, eat those bugs. So anyways, what was I saying? Agrimony is really good for exorcism or, just repelling negative energy from other people, like a spell reversal kind of thing. No, that doesn't mean you go get it and send something back, because there's repercussions to that. You gotta null and void that. There's other ways of dealing with that instead of sending it back. But like if you have that planted, that's totally awesome, because you can send that or repel it. So when the jerk drives down the street that says, oh, look at that biddy, and whatever they're doing and going on about, it's okay. you've got your agrimony in your front yard, but it's also good for protection. It's good for exorcisms, okay? And sometimes people saying this, sometimes, with Jacob's ladder, people are on those bottom rungs. They're just not evolved. I mean, I knew a woman, no, I don't want to get into that, but I just am going to say briefly, I knew a woman who would say one thing and do the exact opposite, and then somebody would not buy her stuff, and she'd go into a tizzy fit and start wishing ill will on them. There's no sense in that. That is just not even right. But anyways, I digress. Let me go on. Allspice. Ooh, that's just something good to have. Healing, luck, and money. Something good to have inside your cabinets. If you can plant an almond tree, that would be awesome. That's like money, prosperity, and things like that. Amaranth. You can get a hold of amaranth. It's protection, healing, and invisibility. And I believe that is the plant that is spoken about, that has other names. It has to do with the family of Jesus. Okay. All right. Angelica. If you can plant angelica in your area, that's a great one to have. It's good for drawing in positive energy. So then you have a team to help out with the exorcisms or getting rid of evil, and that's what angelica does. It gets rid of it. In many traditions and things, when I had curses and hexing and this big cloud hanging over my head, I learned to put stuff on my head like angelica bark, angelica root, in my baths, my cleansing baths, and then you wrap your head up in a white towel and you put that angelica bark on top of your head and wrap it up. So angelica is really good to have around you. Ants, if you can protect it, it's good. If you can have apple trees too. Now, ants is really good. It's for protection and awareness. To me, I see it being very, very strong. Also, to women, it relieves menopausal symptoms. So if you make a great big pot of tea with that stuff in it, it is so amazing. And it's also good in your soup. So I don't know. So if your husband's peeing messing, you can give him a little bit of that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding, okay? So it's really a good thing. I knock on wood. I always try to keep ant stars around me. All right, bamboo is really good to have planted. It's a hex breaker. It's extremely strong. It's good for banishing, and it's good for helping bring in your wishes, protection, and luck. Bamboo is another top plant that I would have, that you can actually grow. I would actually have it. And especially if you're somebody like me, where people either love you or hate you, there's no in the middle, that is the thing to have. Your aloe, your basil, your apple trees, apple barley good. So if you do like herbal things and have a little herb garden, perfect. It helps you heal relationships. It helps you give courage, and it provides protection and love. Because if you went through the shit I did and you kept getting knocked down until you really figured out what the hell was going on, because you had someone throwing chaos in the mix of that and trying to confuse you until you got it into a spot where you could actually breathe. There you go. And it also helps with protection against spirits. That's a third one I would really super duper have, because it gets rid of nasty things like that. It helps cleanse. You can carry it. You can burn it. It's just really good to have, okay? Basil. Bay leaves are another one. Burn that shit. I burn it whenever I can in this house where I'm renting, so that if there's something going on and I feel it, I can start to burn it, or my sweetgrass. Okay, bay leaves are good for anyone to have. Native Americans used it to send their prayers up. They're really good for anything. But most importantly, they're good for calming down mischievous spirits and trying to keep things nice and easy. See, the funny thing is, we're energy. So it's almost like aromatherapy. It applies to us because it applies to our spirit, but it also does the same in the spirit world. Interesting, huh? Yeah. So anyways, that's my story, and that's what I'm sticking to it. If you can have a dwarf orange tree or lemon tree and or lime tree, I would highly recommend those. Those are really awesome. Keep your house cleaned out. No clutter, no crazy stuff everywhere, because for whatever reason, when you have to sage and stuff and cleanse your home, that those negative particles just tend to stick because they're heavier. They're lower vibration. So you got to really kick it in the ass to get it to move. I guess that's a good way to put it there. Blessed thistle is another good one to have. It adds energy to rituals. So if you need a little bit of boost, you know, you need a Red Bull. I shouldn't say that. It just made me think of a vision I had when I was a kid. But um, if you have, God, what do you call it? If you have something you need to do with a ritual to help have a stronger feel with it, it's good to have that. And you can get blessed thistle, and plant it in your garden, no big deal, okay? Blueberries, you can also have blueberry to protect against psychic attacks. So it's cool. You can have yourself a little blueberry vine. It doesn't matter what the neighbors think. They can kiss your moody booty, okay? You just do what you need to, all right? All right, what else on here is another really good one? Not that one. I'm looking just for, okay, protection. Buckhorn is another good one. It helps out with protection, exorcism, wishes, and legal matters. So buckhorn is a really good one to have to plant. Calendula or marigolds. That is one of my top favorite ones, and I use it a lot. That helps soothe spirits that are passing by that may have died and not known they've died, or they had unfinished business. My gosh, I'm an open book. So when I lived in certain parts of Ohio, I would be like freaking out because I'm like, oh my gosh. And my house was set up with such clean lines and crystals and incense and good stuff. I didn't have clutter. The energy flowed as best it could in my little place. It was just really just overwhelming because we lived behind highway, people died, hospital down the street, drug alley, somebody had OD'd, or I don't know what she did. Maybe she passed out from heroin and had her 2 or 3-year-old in the back of the seat of the car, and it was like the middle of whiteout conditions. It was just horrible. But anyways, so calendula helps out calming spirits, or like you and I. Can you imagine if that lady did die? She'd be right at my house because I'm like a beacon of light for these things to come, and I need a break sometimes because I have to live in this world and still do my mission and not be bombarded. So marigolds, I plant them everywhere. I keep dried ones in my home, and I do occasionally put them in my spell work and rituals to send out to the spirits to calm them with a message to please look up, see Jesus, see God, see your family, see Buddha, see Kuan Yin, whoever it is that you need to get healed and move to the next level. Because it's hard, because we're harsh on ourselves. That is a very good one to have. All right. Chamomile is another good one to have on hand or to even plant. It has to do with centering yourself, grounding yourself, and doing some meditation or clear thinking, clarity. That is really good to have about. It helps with healing. It's an insect repellent. Chamomile. Chamomile. Used in protection and protection recipes, calming, balancing, used as a tea or a sleep aid. It's really good for you. It gets you calmed down so you can think clearly and know what you need to do with your next step. All right, carnations are really good to have around. I always think pink carnation. Anyways, carnations are good for protection. Witches used carnations a lot during the burning times. What else? It also increases your energy in rituals. People love carnations for whatever reason. There's just a fascination with them. It just helps promote health and strength. So carnation is one of the top ones on my list. I would have those planted too as well. Carnations, marigolds, bamboo, and aloe. I would have those. And then, of course, your herb garden with your basil. I don't think most places where I'm at can grow bay. But you know, bay leaves are always good to have on hand. Okay. Let's see what else here. And catnip I would always keep because of the kitties. Anywhere, inside out. Cats have really been given a dirty, dirty name. and they are extremely intuitive. They are the gentle warrior with the sharp claws. They watch around your homes. They know what's going on. I mean, even the ancient Egyptians used them for protection. They're extremely intuitive beings, extremely. So don't dog out your cat. My cat woke me up many a times when there was, whether it was a spiritual warfare or it was people warfare outside my home. That poor baby, she would get me up. All right. You can also plant an array of hot peppers. I would plant hot peppers out and around my home, inside my garden. Now, my grandma Smith used to plant colorful kale. I'm not sure why, but there had to be a reason for it. She had to know some kind of spiritual property like that. I'm going to have to look it up. But honestly, hot peppers are good for hex breaking. And I use them a lot. Hot peppers, the hottest you can get. I use them for repelling the worst of the deepest, darkest shit because they don't like it. They don't. They'll cast shit at you if you're somebody like me. They don't waste time with just Joe Blow walking down the street. They're only wanting to bother those who came here to help heal and to help be true elders, shamans, that type of thing. Period. But that's not the majority of people. That's a very few select group of people. Anyways, that's something good to have, okay? Just hot peppers. They also help with fidelity and love, but whatever. We're just interested in hex breaking and keeping negative, nasty entities away. I mean, you can plant the seed and talk to the seed and love it and nurture it and tell it what you want it to do as it's growing and do your thing. And plus, not only that, but if you plant the calendula or marigold in between them, it keeps the bugs out. So marigolds, that's another reason why marigolds are top on my list, to keep the damn insects out. I don't believe there's insects in certain places. Cinnamon is another good one to have around the house. If you can grow it, grow it. But if you can't, keep your sticks and your powder. I keep sticks and powder. It just helps you out with mental focus. You can use the sticks to make crafts like the stars, like the Pennsylvania Dutch do, and like witches do for protection. It stands for the 5 elements. And above and below. There's so many. I mean, you can do all kinds. You can make a medicine wheel out of it. There's so much you can do. And you can get cinnamon sticks that are 12 inches long. I mean, isn't that just incredible? I don't know. There's probably some place that sells them even bigger. It's incredible. But anyways, that's good to have. And it also helps with healing, but it also raises your vibration and it also increases your protection. So when it raises your vibration, remember when I said negative energy is low and it's yuck? No, this stuff will help raise the vibrations and help protect with your property. I use cinnamon in some of my mixtures for protecting my home because my mixture just doesn't protect my home. I have it where it protects my home. It soothes and heals wandering spirits. And then like that, it helps increase protection. It helps raise the vibration. All right, cloves are another great exorcism one. It drives away hostility, harmful, negative things. It keeps it all out. It's protection for babies and against gossips. Cloves is, I need to start wearing that shit to work. I need to get me a whole big bottle and just stuff clove spikes in it. Now, there's a difference in clove spikes and powder. I put all kinds of spikes in there and just pray over each one to stab my enemy. Oh, remember, I'm neither loved or hated. And those people who hate me, boy, they can talk a whole lot of shit without even looking at themselves. I just can't believe it. All right, cinquefoil. I call it chink foil. Chink foil is what I call it. Some people call it cinquefoil. Everybody has a different way of pronouncing it. But it's 5-fingered grass, or it's cinquefoil, or tansy, or witch's weed. My mother used to grow tansy. It's the same damn plant as far as I know. I believe it to be the same. But absolutely, that is absolutely a must-have too around because it helps repel evil. So definitely I would plant that no matter what. It brings love, money, romance, health, all wisdom, an aid for wisdom. So if you need to know something out of the blue will help me be like, holy shit, what just happened? You know, you'd be sitting in your picture window and suddenly all of a sudden on the bird feeder up is this daggone falcon or eagle or some shit and lands on it and you'd be like, damn, thing will be looking right at you. Be like, do you hear me? I've actually had hawks like land on the steps right at me. Just crazy stuff. And when that happens to you, that's your ancestors who crossed over coming to you saying, well, for the most part, those that have crossed over coming to you saying, I need you for something. All right, what else do we got here? To banish, oh, never mind. Oh, dill. Dill is good. Dill helps you get rid of, it's protection against dark forces. And I thought this was funny because my mother used to grow dill. Used to. Now that whole place has gone to shit. But anyway, there's so many problems because she dug up so many plants or let them die. Biggest mistake ever. So dill is this force to be reckoned with. That's another one on my top 10 list to have. Absolutely. Absolutely. Garlic is always good because, you know, it is protection against negative magic and spells. What else do we got? Fennel is good. It's protection against curses, evil, and problems. My mother used to grow that. Eucalyptus is really good, and we had a plant similar to that. It started with an A. I can't remember what it was called, but eucalyptus is good to watch because it's poisonous to cats, dogs, and horses. So you have to watch with eucalyptus. I mean, and it's good. You just got to be really careful. And it's toxic to people in large doses, but yet we hang it everywhere. Ginger is another really good one. It just raises your energy. It helps calm things down. And if you need to know about dreams, it helps out with dreams. Ginger is also very good for your digestive tract. I don't have that written down, but I just know that. And my hair's like standing up on end. All right. Meadowsweet protects against evil influences, so it can help protect the people in your home. Mandrake, lavender, mint of any and every kind. Mugwort, I would always have some of that around. I don't know where all it grows, but that might be a good one. I'm sorry, I'm itching. Like I said, I was out doing my Reiki on the lawn, and I tried to hold still without thinking about it and pushing away that stuff. All right, I'm at 22 minutes, which is really long. So maybe I'm going to have to break these up, but roses are really good. I thought this would not take me that long to do. Roses are really good to plant. Sage is really good to plant. I'm being told lamb's ear is really good to plant. I don't have any info on that. I guess I'm going to have to look up lamb's ear. But definitely I will, because we used to grow it too. Stinging nettle, a lot of places can grow it because it helps out with exorcism and purification and getting rid of some shit somebody might have brought to your front yard, backyard. Thyme is really good too for purification, which, you know, you got to purify and do all that good stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. That looks pretty good. Saffron is good to have on hand, but not, I think, like I said, where I'm at, you can't grow that. But anyways, that's what I got, and I'll follow up another time with things, okay? With everything going on. All right, everybody have a wonderful night.